Hey everyone, one of the questions you might have when thinking about food storage and water storage and preparation, one thing to consider is water filtration. And I recently purchased this Berkey Royal water filter. It's got really good reviews. People I know use it and like it a lot. This filter will actually filter any type of water, whether it be from a really dirty or from your faucet. So it's got really good cleaning abilities, takes out viruses, bacteria, and as well they have an attachment or an add-on that you can do for fluoride. I don't have the fluoride filters in right now, however that is an option, and we did get those filters. This is the box that the filter came in. It's, I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet tall by maybe 1 foot wide, 10 inches wide. So it's really compact when it shows up. The way that it's all put together in the box, it's all fitted together so it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is good if you want to store it away or if you're moving. It comes with all these bubble wrap and everything like that, so everything's well protected. This is the box that the actual filters, the black filters, come in, the ceramic ones. And this is the receipt and the return policy. And these are the instructions for setting it up. These are the fluoride filters. They don't come protected in a box or anything. However, they are placed inside the actual Berkey itself so that they don't get squashed or anything. But these have a really hard plastic outside, so they should be pretty durable. So one thing that you have to do is you need to prime the filters. So what you do, in the box that these come in, the black filters, there's this brown rubber seal. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're basically going to tighten it onto the top of this so that there's less leakage. Then what you need to do is you have to prime the pores of this. These pores are so small that they will actually filter out food coloring and water. So they're extremely, extremely small, and so you have to open them up basically before you get started. So the easiest way to do it is put this on there. I've gotten kind of cold, lukewarm water going. You don't want it to be going too fast because it's going to spray out everywhere first. I find it easiest just to slip it under and then clamp down on it like so, and you'll have less water spraying all over the place. And then if you want, you can turn up the water just a little bit, and as you can see, it starts to push all the water through the tiny pores and filter it. You want to do this for about 5 minutes for each individual filter before installing it. And you want to make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on it. You don't have too high of water pressure. That you have a good seal, and that it's not going to break or fall apart on you. Just be gentle on it, and it should work out just fine. Okay, so I've primed these. There's a little bit of water left inside there. I can feel it sloshing around. It comes out a little bit, but not much. So what you want to do is you want to be really careful with it. I've put my sealant or sealer, little rubber thing, on this side, and in your top part of your Berkey, you're going to slide this in and line it up with these holes. Once you've got it flush for the most part, you want to take your little wing nut thing, tighten it on, and you want to tighten it as flat as possible, allowing the filter and the seal to set right. You just want to make it taut, don't overdo it. You want to do that for both the filters. It'll end up looking pretty much like that. You may have noticed these little white caps that are here that look like actual filter holes, but they're not. And when you order your Berkey filter, you're going to get this spout, and I wasn't sure exactly which rubber piece went where, but there's a black rubber ring that's for the spout, and a white one. I put the white one on the inside with the, I guess you'd say like the slanted side of it, facing towards the inside of the pot. And when I tightened this nut by hand, it was still a little loose, so what I ended up doing is very gently twisting the actual spout itself clockwise, and was able to tighten it so that it made a good seal. Okay, now that we've primed the filters, and I went ahead and put in some more. You can see by the condensation mark there, that's how much I put in. It's about 2 gallons worth of water, and if you listen, I don't know if you can hear that trickling, but that's actually the water going through, and I filled it to cover the 2 filters. One thing you want to keep in mind, each filter will, or each ceramic filter will filter 3,000 gallons of water each. So that means 6,000 gallons with this setup that we have going. However, if you were to fill it up about halfway each time, every time you fill up the top, and you only fill up to say here, and that's, for example, say that's half of what the filter's height is, that means you will more quickly wear out the bottom part of the filter, which means after basically less than actually 3,000 gallons, which means basically after those 3,000 gallons have gone through that small part, the top of the filter will still be good and the bottom part won't. And so to get better and longer use out of it, you want to make sure you fill it up to the top of the filter each time to make sure you use it to its full capacity. By doing that, it'll allow you to use the filters a longer time. Okay, well, it's been about 45 minutes or so, and by the condensation line you can see about how much it's filled up. So, I don't know, I'd say at least a gallon and a half. I think this condensation line is a little high. There's still maybe half a gallon. I noticed that once it gets towards, the water level gets towards the bottom of where the filters sit, that it gets pretty hard for it to sift through, I guess. Not a lot of pressure. That's pretty normal. And, yeah, this is, I guess, what it turned out like. There's no little floating particles or anything. And it tastes really good, really clean. So, we picked this up on Amazon. I think it was a little over $300, but it should last us quite a few years of perfectly good drinking water, and I think it's a very good investment, especially for being prepared to have the right kind of, or to have good drinking water. Again, you can take dirty water from a river or anything like that, and it'll filter it just fine. This is Mr. College Prepper reminding you that if you fail to prepare, you're preparing for failure.